Hello, I'm Irv Rudley and I'm a portrait artist. I recently painted this self-portrait and I videotaped the entire process, every single stroke. It took just under 4 hours, so I can't show the whole thing in real time, but for this demo I've edited out some of the repetitious parts and speeded up some of the others. That way you can see the entire progression, from a pencil drawing all the way to this finished painting. If you're interested and you'd like to watch it, this 1 hour and 10-minute DVD called How I Did It has the whole process from start to finish. I start with this photo that's lit from above and slightly to the right to give me some good strong shadows for good modeling. Then I look for different shapes on the face that have different values from light to dark. Then I transfer everything in a pencil sketch to the medium, whether it's canvas or in this case gessoed masonite, to make sure I get everything in exactly the right place with exactly the right spacing. I want to get the painting covered as quickly as possible, since the value of every shape is judged by the value next to it, and the background is a good place to start. At this stage I'm pretty careful about preserving my original drawing, sort of like painting by numbers. Later on I can forget about that and concentrate on the various shapes, the values and colors of those shapes that make up the entire painting. So far I'm working in a watercolor style, that is, paint that is highly thinned with turpentine and working from the lighter to the darker areas. After I get the painting covered, I'll switch to an oil painting style. I use medium instead of turpentine, and I work from the darker to the lighter areas. Once I get the overall values and shapes roughed in, I can start concentrating on the details. I'm not too concerned with getting the actual colors right now. I'm just trying to make sure I have the different shapes with the different values. Is this shape lighter or darker than the one next to it, and by how much? Later I can refine the colors and the shapes to make them conform to my original subject. I have little inserts all along the way, as you see here, showing the various areas that I'm working on. And as you can see, I've speeded up the action a bit here so you can see more of the actual painting process. And of course the beauty of painting in oil is that nothing is cut in stone. You can change values, you can change shapes, you can move things around all day long until you get them exactly the way you want them. On the DVD I'll be switching around, showing close-ups of the various areas that I'm working on, with the little inserts to show exactly what I'm seeing as I'm painting. At this point the painting is pretty far along and I'm just picking away at the details, refining them to get them as close as I can to look like the original that I'm working from. As you can see, I'm working in a pretty tight photographic style of painting, which is what most people prefer. However, there are certain areas that I usually like to keep in a looser, more painterly style. It's these little details that I think make a painting more interesting, so I try to find them as often as I can. And again, putting them in a loose, painterly style makes them much more interesting. Well, I hope you found this demonstration interesting. If you want to learn more about the DVD and how to order it, just check my website at the address at the bottom of the screen. Thanks. And here is the finished painting.